Listen, having money won't make you smarter at making money. Most people believe that financial wisdom comes after you have money. They think to themselves, when I make it, that's when I learn how to handle it. But that's not always the case. That's backwards. By the time that money comes, it's often too late to start learning. Without literacy, discipline, and vision, the money's not going to last. The truth is, financial literacy is meant to be built when you don't have money. That's the best time, because you go through struggle, you go through suffering, you go through lack of money. So it should teach you how to save and manage your money. Otherwise, the same habits you form when you have £100 in your bank account are the same habits you will have when you have £10,000 in your bank account. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have poor spending habits, it's always going to be poor when you make money or not. And it's going to be even worse because the money's there. Because a lot of people are impulsive spenders. Impulsive spending is when you spend with your emotions, not with your brain. You don't spend with your logic. People who spend with their brains will be like, let me not buy this, I don't need this, it's a waste of money. And emotional ones will just spend regardless. They don't care when they spend money. They don't think about the consequences. If you can't manage a little, then you won't be able to manage a lot of money. This is why the old English proverb tells us, a fool and his money are soon parted. They go their separate ways. A lot of people think that making money is the hardest part, but in reality, keeping it is the hardest part. That's where most people fail. Studies show that 70% of lottery winners lose it all within a few years. Not because they didn't have enough money, but because they lack the financial wisdom to manage this money. A fool spends money the way a child spends sweets and chocolates, quickly and recklessly without thought for tomorrow. A young working professional gets their first big paycheck. Instead of saving or investing their money, they quickly run and buy the latest Jordans, or upgrade to the newest iPhone, or blow cash on flashy restaurants and nights out. Some people can spend £300 a night in a bar, and it's not a high-end bar, it's just a standard local bar. Most of the money that they've earned after that month is gone. Now they have to wait for a whole month to get their new paycheck. So they're struggling until the next month just because they had a night out and they had fun, living paycheck to paycheck. Not because the job and the cost of living allowed them to live paycheck to paycheck. It's because their expenses were too high. They were spending too much money. They were spending too recklessly. There's another saying that says, if you give a man $1,000, he can live for a week. But if you give a man wisdom, he can earn $1,000 every week. That's the difference. Another example is, two people can inherit £200,000. One spends it on gadgets, flights, holidays, cars, whatever.